the parking spot, which is never any fun. Okay, we're clear. Headed off to one of my favorite cars and coffees out at Adventure Park in Monrovia, Maryland. Should take us about half an hour to get there. Roads are fairly pleasant. And we're going to come up here and make the turn out of the neighborhood onto Father Hurley. I don't know if you heard that in the background, but that's my radar detector, which is a really important piece of safety equipment for a 600 horsepower car. Okay, time to open up the pipes now that we're out of the neighborhood. That it's going to be that clear this time of the morning. There'll be plenty of folks headed out to Frederick. So we're going to take the next exit, which is the Barnesville exit, so we can jump up to 35 and 75. Now we're going to cheat our way back up to 355 so we can continue out to Monrovia. 75 this morning. Looks like I'm going to be stuck behind this SUV, and the car's in front for quite a while here. I'll probably just chop the video out. This is just going out Route 75. Pretty drive, but probably gets a little monotonous over time. This place is really busy, and during the fall, not so much. Really dumb. Okay, we're going to start off in the highbrow section. I'll talk more about that red one in just a second, but that white one is a Ferrari. The gray one behind those guys is a high-end Corvette, and that's a Ford GT 500 there on the end. And there are a couple more here I'm going to talk about in just a second. This first one, this red car, this is pretty interesting because it's actually a kit car. It's one of the factory 5 cars, but the guy built this one basically from scratch. You know, they send you this huge box with the chassis, the body panels, the interior, maybe the engine if you order it that way. This next one is a Maserati V8 coupe. Really nice condition. I couldn't figure out exactly how old it was, but it's got to be at least 15 years old. Very, very nicely maintained though. Pretty car. Black exterior, tan interior. And the guy actually drove it from West Virginia to come down to this Cars and Coffee. Okay, this next one is the one I found the most interesting at this Cars and Coffee. It's a Maybach, which is kind of like, think of Toyota versus Lexus. Well, this is the Lexus version of Mercedes-Benz, very high end. The company was founded like in 1909, and then started making cars in the 20s, and that was the era of the really high end, one of a kind, very limited production cars, like Rolls Royces, Duesenbergs, Hispano Suizas, Cadillac Packards. The company was built in, the company was bought by Mercedes-Benz in about the 1960s, somewhere around there, and kind of went in and out as a subcategory, as a sub-brand of Mercedes-Benz, but then, was standalone for a few years. But these are extremely expensive, like plus $200,000 cars with V12 engines and like 620 horsepower. But they were they're so finely crafted. They're really beautiful cars. Okay, now we're going to run through the Corvettes real quickly, just because I've seen most of these cars there. It's a nice black C6, very well done, great shape, and definitely modified. You can't see it, but under that hood is a lot of extra horsepower. The silver car to the left of it it's called a Carbon 65 Grand Sport. Really pretty car. This is one of my favorite stock treatments of the Corvette. The guy drives down from Pennsylvania. I've talked to him a number of times. Good guy, nice car. No mods except what came from the factory. This next one is a white C8. Nice car. Nothing particularly noteworthy about it except it's brand new and really good looking. Of course, next to him is the best looking Corvette at the show. Oh, it's a blue one with silver racing. Sitting next to the Corvette was probably my favorite classic car at this particular Cars and Coffee. It's an Oldsmobile 442. 442, by the way, stands for a 4-bore carburetor, 4-speed manual transmission, and dual exhaust. The 442 is kind of an interesting one. Oldsmobile was a very staid and respectable part of GM, but while Chevy and Corvette and Ford were all making muscle cars in the late 60s and early 70s, Oldsmobile tried to compete with this basically luxury car with a muscle car engine and suspension in it. Really interesting car, and by the way, they're worth a lot of money these days because they're very rare. Next is the Mustang section. There'll always be a few around. I had 3 nice examples here. Particularly like this red convertible here. Pretty car. Obviously slightly customized. Those wheels certainly aren't stock. But a nice car. We might have one of these to run around in the summer. And next is the obligatory Dodge fanboy setup here. A lot of Challengers. This last one on the end, the orange one. Obviously, the guy likes this a lot. It had a nice custom engine bay in it. I was impressed. Nice car, well done. And that wraps up our trip to the Cars and Coffee out at Adventureland. Like I said, during the fall, there may be a third to a half, possibly, of the cars that are usually there. Usually like 80 to 100 cars. But even in the fall, it's well worth the trip just to talk to the regulars and see what new cars show up.